I want you all to look at this. This flag, this little rinky-dink flag, is a symbol of the fan. I am a fan of this team, somehow, of the Tennessee Titans. You know? And you know, last night, in what is arguably the most important game for the team, this is how I feel. Supposed to be more of a dramatic throw, but whatever. That's a perfect representation of the Titans in general this year. Going from super high to crashing low in such spectacular fashion that it's actually kind of amazing, really. Like, it's actually kind of, like, stunning when you think about it. Like, it's actually kind of amazing of how bad the Titans were this season. And keep in mind, we were the number 1 seed last year, and we sacked Joe Burrow, the AFC champions, the Cincinnati Bengals, 9 times. And we were literally forgotten right after that. And what did this season do? We just plodded along like nothing was wrong. Yeah, I knew it was going to be rough when we traded A.J. Brown to the Eagles, which, congratulations, A.J. You know, I'm glad you're on a Super Bowl contention team. But we shouldn't have done that in the first place. We should have fucking paid him. Now, I didn't want to do this video last night after. If you know your NFL, then you know what happened last night. But I wanted to wait and just not shout, you know, at 11 o'clock at night and wake everyone else in the house up. So I wanted to wait and, you know, collect my thoughts. But, like, I've never really done, like, a post-sports video. But the Titans have really been just fraudulently bad this year. And I just couldn't just, like, be like, nope, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. So, here we are. And I am so angry because this team literally had the entire division. We were 7-3. 7-3 for... Or 7-2. It doesn't fucking matter. How it ended? It was literally the embodiment of how it's going, how it ended. Because how it's going, we were in, like, top tier. And the division, which, literally, the AFC South was a fucking giveaway. It was so bad. And it was literally like, we started 7-3, ended 7-10. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? Like, we were like, and yeah, the Titan division, I mean, the AFC South was garbage, but you know who kept going as opposed to the Colts and the Texans? The Texans were literally playing for, well, we're just playing for the number 1 draft spot next year, and we're getting a top 10 draft pick from the Browns, because they took the the sex offender as a quarterback from us and took all the bad PR with them. Even though we kind of helped in that predatory nature, but that's neither here nor there. And the Colts, God knows what Jim Irsay's doing. Like, whatever the hell Jim Irsay is doing with Jeff Saturday. I guess we'll look for another quarterback. Looking at you, Derek Carr. No offense, Derek Carr. I actually kind of liked him as a quarterback. Yeah. It was Locke, but you know who didn't we fucked around and find out, because you know who wasn't fucking around? The Jaguars. I had a sense that they weren't going to be bad this year. I knew they weren't going to be good, but under Doug Peterson, I was like, okay, they might actually be, of the AFC South teams, I'm going to put them as probably the bigger threat. And guess what? They were. They somehow came back from such a terrible season and now have 9-8. Which, yeah, getting the number 4 seed at 9-8, still a winning record, and compared to everyone else, yeah. And I'm just going to say it right now. The Titans didn't deserve this. And what I mean by this, I mean being the number 1, being the head of the AFC South. We didn't deserve it because we would have gone in an 8-9 record. And we basically showed the entire season that we were not worthy of getting in the playoffs this year. Because why? Because we're just it's basically like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, clearly it's broke, and you have to fix it. Yeah, good job on firing our GM like 13 weeks into it after, the guy he traded rather than paying to the Eagles, and now we just have Mike Vrabel, who, honestly, Mike Vrabel, I think if he don't get this ship turned around next year, I think he should go. I really do. Because and also, who else needs to go? Todd Downing. Do you think I wasn't going to do this video without mentioning Todd Downing? Nope. And I thought Matt Canada, if you think Matt Canada on the Steelers is a terrible offensive coordinator, you have not seen Todd Downing and these god-awful plays. It's astounding last night. I was actually shocked that we went for it a few times on fourth down and got it, because I was like, that should not have worked. And if it was like someone like the Bills or someone, that would not have worked. At least with and the other thing is, too, the Jaguars almost felt like they were giving this game away. And yes, I get it. And I know someone in the comments go, but what about the injuries? What about the injuries, Multi? We couldn't help it. And yeah, we couldn't have. I understand that it's injuries, but, and I understand, yes, injuries were a big factor in what happened to the season, but that doesn't excuse how bad of playing was and play calling was during the entire series. The rest of the NFL has figured the Titans out. Stop Derrick Henry, you stop the team. Even though I don't think Tannehill deserves all the terrible blame, he's not blameless, let's be real. But yeah, and also, you want to know who else wasn't the answer? Malik Willis. Seriously, I know he's a rookie, but like, Malik Willis was clear after seeing how bad he came out. I was like, I get he's a rookie, but holy shit, this guy is not the future. There's a part of me that's like, Tannehill's not the answer. He's too injury prone, and also he tends to kill. I can't believe I just made that one. A few drives here and there, especially in the playoffs. I think it's time we need to go into free agency. I'm not saying look for Tom Brady. I don't think Brady is the answer. I think he's probably going to go with the Raiders. That's just me, though. Could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I do think we should shop around for a QB. Not in draft. I don't think it'll be possible to get one in the draft unless we really give a haul. And even then, these are raw QBs. And it clearly shows that we can't develop rookie QBs after, doing nothing with Malik Willis. Who, again, there's probably a reason why he went down in midway to low in the third round. What do you change? What do you really change in this series? Like, we were basically, the Titans basically did Band-Aid things to think they could make, and basically were like, oh yeah, the AFC South is so bad, we've got this on lock again. And we may get bounced in the first round of the wild card like we have for the past 2 years. And yes, I know the year before that was the divisional, but yeah, after that, we got the number 1 seed the year prior and got embarrassed by the Bengals. That kind of showed the world, the NFL world, that, hey, these guys are frauds. And this season proved it. I'm sorry to say this season proved it, because it has been nothing but cute play calls, run the ball, and yes, Derrick Henry, fucking beast of an athlete. But yeah, like I said earlier, everyone has figured it out. Everyone has figured the Titans out at this point. And it could have been better if we had our best wide receiver still with us, if we just paid him. You see what I'm saying? It was just a mess of a season. And even when we were like 7-3, I was like, I feel like the other shoe was going to drop any second. And guess what? That shoe dropped like a sledgehammer this season, and last night's game proved it. Now, shout out to the Jaguars. I'm not mad at them. I'm more mad at my team than anything else. But Jacksonville, you guys, hats off to you, man. That's not sarcasm or anything. To Jaguars fans everywhere, like, hats off to you, really. Like, that, again, not sarcasm or anything. You guys came back from Urban Meyer real quick. Again, I knew that Jacksonville was going to be a problem for the Titans when Doug Peterson was brought in as head coach. I was like, oh crap, there's a guy who knows how to develop a QB. Oh crap. And Trevor Lawrence, this is basically a reboot of his freshman year, because now he deals with someone who's a competent QB. And I know Doug Peterson's last few years with the Eagles wasn't great, but the dude still knows how to coach. And also, you could make the argument that they did have a strength of schedule, but they did prove themselves in dirty games that they could win. And I think they're probably going to beat the Ravens. Not because they're the better team, but because the Ravens are so banged up to all hell. They're just going to... I don't know where they're going to go in the divisional round, but I do kind of see that team is probably going to make it past the wild card round because the Ravens are so banged up and they don't have Lamar Jackson. I don't think he's going to be healthy enough by the wild card. And that's another team. The Ravens were another team that literally has play calling that is hilariously bad. So congratulations to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know if you'll make a deep run, but the last time you were in the playoffs, you did make it all the way to the AFC Championship, so who the hell knows anymore, right? I'll tell you who's not going to the AFC Championship, us. This offseason is going to be a major crossroads for this team. I cannot stress that enough. I don't know if they want to keep Vrabel. I don't know if they want to they have to get rid of Downing. That's non-negotiable. If Todd Downing is still here when after the offseason we start the 2024 season, I will scream. I will have several blood vessels just burst in my brain if that's the case. And it may be time for a rebuild, because what we're doing, it's like we're just limping along. Like, what the Titans are doing is literally just, limping along, and if we keep this up, if we don't address the major issues this offseason, try to find a better QB, or, I don't know, get an offensive line, better secondary, get healthier, that's another thing, that we're going to be a laughingstock again. We might find ourselves at the bottom of the division, or at least second bottom, because I don't think the Texans are going to make a sudden change and take the division next year. The Colts, who knows? With their coaching staff, it ain't going to be Jeff Saturday. It'll be hilarious if it was Jeff Saturday. But the Texans. I'm not saying we're good. The Titans are going to go right to the bottom of the division, but we are not going to make the playoffs if we keep playing next year. If we keep fucking around like this, that's what I'm trying to say. Is that I think it's time for some staff moves. I think it is time for some coaching staff moves, especially on the offensive coordinating line. We need to get a competent GM. Jesus fucking Christ. And also, I think Mike Vrabel's getting a little too cute with the play calling, and it's starting to look like some Bill O'Brien bullshit up in here. And we saw how bad Mike Vrabel damaged the Texans. I don't want that for the Titans. And if Vrabel's getting too big, owners need to step in, man. And I get Mike Vrabel's a great coach, but he's kind of it's how many times are we going to get to the playoffs and then fuck up after that historic, AFC Championship run where where the Titans lost the Chiefs? How many times are we going to do that and bounce in the wild card or in the divisional, just one and done it, until we go, there's something wrong here, and it's not just the players and the injuries. And yes, again, I get it, the injuries played a factor in here, but we just made all the dumb moves to try. It was like trying to put Band-Aids on a dam that was breaking down. And I'm scared that next year, that dam is going to bust, and we're going to all get washed away by it. I don't know. So, anyway, I know this isn't one of my usual videos, but after last night and how bad this season has been for the Titans, I just had to do a video. I don't normally do a lot of sports videos on here, and I know I didn't do I've kind of dropped off from the weekly NFL predictions. I was just like, I just don't have the energy for it anymore, because this whole season was like, who the fuck knows? But I decided to do this video, and yeah. So, anyway, hope you all enjoyed this. I know this was just me getting some shit off my chest. I know it's a bit of a rant, but like I said, I just need to get this all off my chest, because it was maddening last night, seeing how the game played out as it did. Anyway, so hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.